There you
Members of
go.
the media, specially invited guests, good morning. Welcome to this morning's press conference. We kindly ask for members of the media, firstly, to put your device on,
I'm
turn
18
your
lady.
audio off. Please turn your audio off. A reminder for all members of the media, please turn your audio off. Would greatly appreciate that. As again, thank you very much for your patience as well as we commence this morning's press conference, as we outline some information that lies ahead. Prior to going into the press conference, let me first introduce the persons who are on this call as well, and we'll be having a few remarks as well. We have the President of the Jamaica Football Federation, Mr. Michael Ricketts, the General Secretary, Mr. Dennis Chung, and we're also joined as well by our General Manager, Mr. Roy Simpson, alongside other specially invited guests as well to this call in particular. We also have the owner, founder, director of 876 Stream, Mr. Conrad Matheson, and also joining us from overseas as well, the president of C11 Marketing, Mr. Vinnie Malcolm, and also representative of C11 Marketing, Mr. Jonathan Cantwell. So those are the individuals that we have joined with us this morning. Firstly, before we get into remarks from our President and General Secretary of the Jamaica Football Federation, just wanted to provide some updates for everyone so that everyone is aware. Quite recently, we had a testing of the lights at the National Stadium, and what we can advise is that the lights at the National Stadium were upgraded based on the government's assistance and spending. And the report showed that all sectors, rather sections of the field, show lighting above 1,000 lumens, which of course is the minimum that would be needed, and are now refocusing on spreading it out evenly as well. And of course, on behalf of the Federation, we'd like to thank the Minister of Sports, Minister Grange, for her intervention to ensure that the stadium is ready for the return of matches to be hosted in the evening time as well, as we look forward and prepare for September 6th against Cuba, as we commence the campaign for the 2024-2025 edition of the CONCACAF Nations League. And finally, before we go into what this is about, we want to remind as well that we have 4 Jamaican clubs in regional competitions, and we certainly, members of the media, look forward to your positive and riveting stories surrounding our Jamaican clubs in action. We have a Jamaican club in Arnett Gardens in the quarterfinals of the CFU Club Shield. So tomorrow they take on Young Holland of Curacao. And of course, if they get to the final, they will join Mount Pleasant Academy and Cavalier in the 2024 CONCACAF Caribbean Cup. And I'll add as well that also starting in August 20 will be the CONCACAF Women's Champions Cup. And for the first time in history, we'll have a Jamaican and Caribbean club in Fraser's Whip. So we certainly wish our Jamaican clubs all the best in regional competitions. So without further ado, let's commence with our General Secretary, Mr. Dennis Chung, who will provide some updates that lie ahead as well, and also some opening remarks, which will be followed by our President. Yeah, Mr. Chung, you're muted, so you can unmute now.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Simon. Yeah, I want to acknowledge everyone here. Our president, of course, Mr. Michael Ricketts. I want to acknowledge Vinnie Malcolm and Jonathan Cantwell from C11. Of course, Conrad Matheson, who has been doing an excellent job in terms of marketing the games in Jamaica. And our general manager, Roy Simpson. I want to thank you, media, for coming on at such short notice. As you know, the JFF has been on a mission to actually raise funding. We have a great brand, and we have been doing everything to get the value that we want out of the brand. As you know, we have the deal with Adidas, which Business to Sports overseas has dealt with that, and they have the exclusivity for the kit arrangements. And of course, 876 Stream, Conrad is here, which has exclusivity for Jamaica. But also we have been in discussion, and you'll hear from them, from C11 with C11 Marketing. They will also, and we have signed with them, and they will also be going out there, pushing the brand and raising sponsorship for us also, which they'll speak to some of the details that they're doing But we're happy for this arrangement. I know our president is here. He'll speak to this. The president was very instrumental in also securing this. We actually had some discussions while we were away at Copa. So it wasn't all just about seeing the game, but ensuring that, we carried back some value. So with that said, we want to welcome C11. Their website is c11marketing.com. You can go there and see some of the work that they've been doing. I want to welcome them to the family. And without further ado, I want to then turn over back to you, Simon, and the president to give us some other remarks on this.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Chung. Greatly appreciated. We'll now invite the president of the JFF, Mr. Michael Ricketts, to also share his opening remarks as well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Preston. Thank you, Mr. Chung. Let me recognize those who are actually on this platform. Members of the C11 group, certainly those from 876 Stream, Mr. Roy Simpson, other members representing the respective media houses. It is indeed a pleasure for me this morning to be part of the exercise, which will concretize a arrangement with C11. Vinny and Jonathan would have been persons that we have engaged for a little while now. Vinny is in fact a Jamaican, and understand he went to York Castle, I think. So he is very much aware of what our culture is about. What the JFF really wants to do is to diversify our marketing operations. And we would have had 876 Stream on board to deal with the local aspect of our marketing drive. We engaged C11 because we thought that we needed to get far more exposure globally. And these gentlemen will, in fact, help us in this regard. So they will be targeting Europe, North America, and other countries, I'm sure, so that we can engage some overseas partners. We are very excited at the prospects. Simon did make mention of some games that will be coming up. He also made mention of the improved lighting at the National Stadium. And I really want to use this opportunity to express our regards to the stakeholders, headed, of course, by Minister Grange, who would have been very instrumental in having this problem sorted out. So, again, I want to personally, and on behalf of the Jamaica Football Federation, and probably by further extension on behalf of all of Jamaica, to express our gratitude and to say thanks for having C11 on board. We would have inked an arrangement which certainly would have positive implications on Jamaica's football, because I've always said that it can't be just playing the sport, but we must use football as a tool to improve the social well-being of our Jamaican kids. And we are looking forward, very optimistic, very hopeful that at the end of our World Cup qualification, at the end of our Nations League campaign, we all would have agreed that indeed it was a move that impacted the sport. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I'll be listening out for the questions from the respective media representatives. Thanks again. We also want to say thanks for the work that 876 Stream and Conrad have done so far. We are very excited at the prospects. We think that the sky is the limit, and this partnership will certainly augur very well for the development of the sport of football. Thank you so much, and I do hope that we will have a very productive relationship. May God continue to bless you all, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ricketts. Much appreciated there. Before we have on Mr. Malcolm and also Mr. Cantwell as well, just want to stress, the importance of the diaspora as well. And if you look ahead to what tournaments lie ahead on North American soil, you're talking about the Gold Cup next year and also the World Cup the year after that as well. So we're looking forward to C11 marketing for the work they do in the diaspora as well in engaging Jamaicans as well. So without further ado, let's firstly have Mr. Vinnie Malcolm, followed by Mr.
Let's do it the other way. Let's have Jonathan go first, and then I'll go afterwards. Is
No
that okay?
problem. No problem.
All right.
Mr. Jonathan Cantwell.
Appreciate that. On behalf of everyone at C11 Marketing, thank you, President Ricketts, General Secretary Chung, the Executive Board, and the entirety of the Jamaican Football Federation for the opportunity to support the development of Jamaican football. As the founder and CEO of C11, myself, along with our esteemed colleague, Vinnie Malcolm, we are humbled to have served our brand partners across North America and abroad for over 20 years with our expertise across marketing and sponsorship services. We proudly serve as the trusted agency for top football organizations, clubs, brands, and other FAs, in which we look to leverage our best-in-class marketing expertise and experience, as well as our deep-rooted knowledge of the U.S. market to grow the JFF brand. We are eager to build platforms together to rally the Jamaican diaspora across the globe and to develop Jamaican football. So with further ado, please, I'd like to introduce you to Vinnie Malcolm.
Thanks, Jonathan. I want to once again thank you again, President Ricketts, General Secretary Chung, the entire JFF, and also want to express thank you to Dr. Hamilton and the former coach who put us together. We're very excited about that. As a fellow Jamaican, I'm very excited to be working in conjunction with C11 to partner with the Jamaica Football Federation in accelerating their efforts to expand the brand globally so we can reach our highest potential. With over 1.2 million Jamaicans in the US and many more across the UK, Canada, and the rest of the globe, we are eager to supercharge the JFF brand to engage with the passionate Jamaican diaspora. The upcoming men's, women's, and youth football calendars call for a unique set of opportunities to develop the JFF brand through commercial and marketing platforms. With tourism being the #1 industry in Jamaica because of its many attractions, we hope traveling to see our soccer teams perform in Jamaica and other destinations in the region by the diaspora will be a regular occurrence. Thank you again. Thank you again, President Ricketts, General Secretary John, and also the JFF, everybody who's associated with it, for the opportunity to engage with you. I look forward to an exciting partnership.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cantwell and Mr. Malcolm. Really appreciated there and really excited about what lies ahead as well. Now we use this opportunity to open the floor for questions from the media. What we kindly ask is that you indicate by raising your hand and then you unmute to be able to pose your question. And after you've posed your question, to go ahead and mute yourself again so that we can hear clear audio from the responses, whoever it might be, Mr. Chung, Mr. Ricketts, Mr. Cantwell, or also as well, Mr. Malcolm. So you may proceed with raising your hand and we can commence. All right, let's commence with Siobhan Peart. You may commence with your question. You may go ahead, unmute and ask your question.
Yeah, can you hear me, Simon?
Yes, I can. You can go ahead.
Yeah, hi, good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me on. So my question, well, I just want to say congratulations to the JFF on all the partnerships that you guys have been building. It's great to see that the federation is growing. But one of the main topics that most persons would have now is relating to the coach. We know that the Olympics would be the main topic right now, but is there any insight as to any dates? Maybe we know the athletic part of the Olympics will be up until August 11th, but can we expect an announcement before or after that date? Is that true?
Yeah, the technical committee is closing in on the new coach. As you know, they had gone on to 5. I think they're focused now, maybe about 2 or so, 2 or 3. We expect to have an announcement by the beginning of August. So definitely before 11th of August, we will have that. And it's very important for us also because, we have a game coming up on September 6th, and we have to ensure that The team is selected and everything is in place for that. So we'll definitely have something before that.
Thank you very much, Siobhan. Appreciated that. Let's go to go ahead.
Simon, I know you're going to the media room, but we want Conrad to advise us also about the upcoming game.
Correct. Yes. Thank you very much. Mr. Livingston Stock from the Gleaner, we will come to your question, but firstly, we want to take some remarks from Conrad Matheson, the director, founder of 876 Stream, and then we'll commence with the questions. Conrad, you may unmute and proceed.
All right, morning, everybody. Happy to share some new information with you. So as we were told at the start of the meeting that we should be doing a night match. So we're excited for September 6th. Friday, September 6th, we'll be back at the National Stadium for the Nations League game against Cuba. Our game time should be 7 p.m. With opening hours should be about 5. So the gates open at 5, 2 hours before the game. We will be, looking forward to all of our sponsors coming on and engaging very early at this game. So we're expecting some form of pre-show. And then, whatever else will be happening, news coach, all of those things will be there. So at the first game, just look out for some excitement as we normally had from the last game. And we will be trying to make sure that, we provide a good experience, and the media is also out and we prepare properly for our press briefing after the game as well. So that's it for us for now. Hopefully closer to the time, we'll get more information about the game.
And Conrad, the tickets should go on sale today,
yes.
Right?
And the tickets will be also on sale today on the JFF website before the end of the day. So it'll be about 5 o'clock this evening.
Thank you very much, Conrad. I really appreciate that. We can go back to questions as well. Livingston Scott from the Gleaner, you may unmute. Livingston, you there?
Yes. Yeah. You hearing me?
Very low, but proceed.
But just tell me about this agreement. What is basically the expectation of it for the JFF? What's the projection, short term, long term? And how does it affect the business sport agreement moving forward?
Yeah. So as I indicated, that's just the B2S, the business to sport. They have the exclusivity with the Adidas contract, and they've been doing a great job from that point of view. They also have been making some approaches for some fundraising overseas, particularly in Europe. So that will continue. It does not affect them. But of course, it's a big world we live in, right? And C11 definitely has the marketing experience that we require. And therefore, the different persons will coexist within the space. So that's a discussion we've all had internally about how that works. In terms of what will this bring to the JFF, of course, we're talking about building the brand recognition. So, we think that there's a lot more to be gained from the brand. For too long, the JFF brand, the Reggae Boys and the Reggae Girls, is like our music. And so we know that we're well known for them. We've been talking a lot about them, but we really have not gone out and exploited the brand. So with what we're doing with 876 Stream, with what we're doing with B2S and also C11, we think that we can take the brand, to places where a lot of people are talking about it and really exploit it. So in terms of brand recognition for the JFF, for Jamaican football, and for Jamaica, you're going to see a lot of that. And also to ensure that we get the funding that we need to actually, supplement the football development that we're already doing. So we want to take the football to greater and greater heights. The only way for us to do that is to expand the brand and get the value from it. So that's what we're doing, Livingston.
Thank you very much, Livy. Much appreciated. Mr. Blake, you can unmute, and is your question for Mr. Malcolm or Mr. Chung? Mr. Blake, you can unmute.
Thank you, Simon. Good morning. Good morning, President Ricketts, General Secretary Chung, and good morning to the panelists and the members of the media. I have two questions. I'll try to focus the first one on C11. Welcome to Jamrock, as we say here, and look forward to seeing the positive improvements that you will bring to our football program. The question for C11, Simon, and then I'll wait for an answer, and then I'd love to be able to ask the second question, is the games in the United States. The stadiums have been void at best of Jamaican support. Can you share with us any specific plans that you have to target the Jamaican diaspora to ensure that we are fully represented in stadia across the US whenever Jamaica plays, and to, along the same line, to Stream 876 Stream, can you tell us what is the target for attendance at September 6th so that we can be able to measure the success thereof? That's the marketing question. Afterwards, I'd love to pose another question.
Mr. Malcolm, Mr. Cantwell, that's for you, the first part.
Sure. Thank you for that that question. From the C11 perspective, we feel that the upcoming calendar, both on as we said earlier, on the men's, women's, and youth side, but especially with regards to the men's side, offers some unique opportunities to grow the JFF brand. And in doing so, we have the ability, understanding that the CONCACAF Nations League, CONCACAF Nations League Finals, CONCACAF Gold Cup, other upcoming friendly opportunities, as well as the 2026 FIFA World Cup. It offers a unique pathway and long-term strategy in which to market the JFF and to look to achieve many things, whether that be commercial, marketing, social or digital marketing, and attendance. We feel that over the course of the coming 24 months, at a minimum, that the platform across the matches that are scheduled will afford us these unique opportunities to leverage the brand again across either commercial or strategic partners here in the US and across North America and the globe.
Let me just add a few things. One of the things that we bring to the table is the experience of selling marketing, not just soccer in the United States, but all the major sports. And so the opportunities to cross-pollinate, to deal with sponsors or folks that can actually help us promote the brand, that opportunity is sitting there right now because soccer is on a huge upswing in the United States and obviously in other places as well, but especially in the United States where the biggest opportunity lies. So we have a tremendous amount of connections and relationships that we hope to tap into to not only promote the sport, but promote the team, promote everything about it, and hopefully get the diaspora very excited about what they're seeing. So they'd want to participate.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Cantwell, and also Mr. Malcolm. Conrad, I think the second part of the question was for you from Mr. Blake. If you want to chime in on that part, that would be appreciated. In regards to expectations for September 6th and attendance.
Sure. I'll just make quick mention of it. The last game, I think, was a Thursday 3 o'clock game, 3:30 game. And I would say we got a very good turnout for the last game, specifically during that time in the middle of the day. So I would say to us that, what we want to do is grow that exponentially. The more and more our target is to get to 35,000 people in the stadium, which is our full capacity. So we want to be able to be bigger than the last time, but with the expectation that with it being a night game and a Friday night, we also have a high expectation that will also improve our chances. But we think we have a solid marketing plan in place that worked for the first game, and we think with some slight improvements that we'll be doing for this game, we'll also have a larger turnout than the last game. So those are the expectations that we have, putting everything in place to achieve that.
All right, thank you very much, Conrad. I appreciate it. Livingston Scott, I see your hand raised again. I'm not sure if that is
Can I get this?
but yes,
The
Mr.
second question, Simon, it's very quick. Just a comment. The reason why I asked about the expectation is that we were told it was a 5 p.m. gate opening time. If we were expecting 30 or 35 or 20,000 to get fans through the turnstiles, the searches, etc., in time for the warm-up, which is normally like an hour or so before. That was the reason for my question, if you were there. But the other question is about the under 20 World Cup qualifiers that just concluded. And I think it's supposed to you, Simon. When will we have a post-tournament press conference that we, with the coach and the technical director, technical staff, to discuss the non-qualification of the under 20 team and plans and strategies for the future, but certainly a review of the just concluded tournament. When do we have that?
A discussion will take place first, and then information will be sent out to the media where that is concerned. The reason why I wanted it in the format where one per person and then restart the process and not the back-to-back. So it's not that I was trying to cut you off, but just ensuring everybody got one first and then everybody got the second one.
Appreciate that. Sorry about that.
Mr. Livingston.
But Ohin, we will definitely have that. I think that's fair that you asked for that that conference to do a recap on it. We'll definitely have it.
All right, thanks very much.
Thank you, President. Thank you, Jen Section, for that response.
Yes, Livingston.
Yes, Mr. Chong, I think everyone is wanted to answer this question. In regards to the lights, we know that they have to be CONCACAF approved.
I'm not hearing Livingston so well, though.
He was saying about the CONCACAF and the lights
being.
Yeah,
the lights have to be CONCACAF approved. I don't know if that process has gone through as.
Yeah, you want to repeat it for me, Simon, what he said?
The process has taken place where CONCACAF have approved the lights, or any update from a CONCACAF perspective?
Yeah, so it was last week, Wednesday, that we got the report. Last week, Thursday, we got the report. Livingston, we tested it on the Wednesday night. It was sent to CONCACAF for review. We actually received feedback from one person at CONCACAF who deals with the club championship. I know the clubs are going to be playing there. And he congratulated us for the improvement and asked that we refocus the light so that it's evenly spread. We see no reason why it won't be approved, though, because it's definitely above the 1,000 lumens, and in some places significantly above. So once we refocus, we might have an average lumen of maybe about 1,200, where the minimum is 1,000. So we're waiting on that final report to come. But certainly we would have fixed that problem. So, and we're waiting on CONCACAF to come back again also, because we've sent it to more than one person at CONCACAF. So, we're waiting on that, but the initial response was good. I'm not hearing Livingston so well.
I think it's along the lines of when will it be done, any updates as when CONCACAF will reach back to the federal.
The refocus and the lights are being done right now as we speak. I expect to get that report this week because, the club championships, they're going to be in August. So we have to ensure that all of that is in place before. But certainly, I mean, I think maybe what IPL should arrange. I'm not going to speak for them, Livy, but certainly I think maybe it would be good to have the media down there to see how it looks. I mean, it looks much, much, much better as soon as they step on the pitch. I was actually there last Wednesday night. So as soon as the refocusing is done, I'm going to suggest to them that they do that and invite the media down to look at it.
All right, Lip, thanks very much. We can take 2 more questions before we wrap up this press conference. If anybody would like to, they can indicate. Let's hear from Jason Hall. You can unmute and pose your question.
All right, thanks, Simon. Good afternoon to everyone. Just want to say congrats to the JFF for securing another partnership that should help to move the football forward. But my question is to C11 Marketing, Mr. Malcolm or Mr. Cantwell. Either one can respond. We had a similar partnership formed with 876 Stream earlier this year. And one of the initial things that I saw 876 Stream do was to engage with non-traditional media for the exchange of ideas and initiatives. Can we expect something similar moving forward from C11 Marketing?
Jonathan, you want to do that?
Sure. You know, our strategy with regards to the marketing opportunities will commence now after the announcement. And in doing so, I think that that will drive our approach and lead us to develop certain platforms that we feel will most, likely lead towards the growth of revenue, the opportunity for the diaspora to support the JFF, and that can be done in many different ways. What we do know in today's day and age, obviously, is the opportunities across non-traditional media and social and digital media, that there is an incredible opportunity there from an efficiency standpoint in terms of getting in touch with and rallying the diaspora, that will likely be at the top of the pile of things to engage with and support. We also feel that from, not only from an opportunity to share content and to exchange information about the JFF and to promote it, we also feel that in doing that, likely that would lead to commercial opportunities from a digital and non-traditional media standpoint that are of interest to us to explore. As I mentioned a bit earlier in answering the previous question, again, I feel that leading up until this point, with the football calendar so complex, there was not a runway of 24 months or greater in which to build out a comprehensive strategy to leverage. And so whether that be mainstream media, social media, and other non-traditional media efforts, with the timeline that we have moving forward, I feel that we have the opportunity to build something quite comprehensive.
I add a few things, Jonathan. The program that we've developed, it involves commercial opportunities, but also a patronage program. And maybe Jonathan can expand on that a little bit. And also a fan. So we're going to connect hopefully all the fans in the diaspora together. And also through a patronage program. So with those folks, we have an extra layer of media that we can get by associating ourselves with their platforms. So whether it's an advertiser who has their own, they can tag us as well. But also by spreading the word throughout the fan association, we'll get other opportunities, every possible opportunity to spread the word, to further the brand. We're going to use that and take advantage of that. So we're not only going to get opportunities to do our own branding, but we'll have opportunities to co-brand as well.
Thank you, Mr. Malcolm. Thank you, Mr. Cantwell. Appreciate that. Daniel Blake, I know you've been raising your hand for a long time. You may proceed with the final question.
All right, thank you, Simon. This is for Vinny and Jonathan. In terms of the player side of it, I know that the players essentially make up the team as much as, you know, Jamaica, Reggae Boys, Reggae Girls are a huge brand. We do have a lot of players playing in the United States. How do you, I guess, leverage that, get them to market and maybe go around in the different states or whatever? What plans do you have for them to sort of push the brand to sponsors and to potential partners in increasing the sponsorship and so forth for the JFF?
So I'll take a shot at that. Having had the experience of marketing several sports teams in the United States, we're very adept at working with the talent. Obviously, that's with the permission of the JFF. So we would want the cooperation of the players, and we'll insert them wherever it's appropriate. That's part of the plan, is to use the players as part of the spokesperson, so to speak, or the brand ambassadors, so to speak, so they help. So wherever the opportunity exists to tie them with the sponsor or whoever, we're going to take advantage of that. Hopefully the players will see the value, and there's probably some, maybe there's some monetary opportunities as well for them, but that all depends on how cooperative we can get them to be.
All right, Mr. Malcolm, anything you wanted to add, Mr. Cantwell, or Mr. Malcolm summed it up?
He did quite well, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Just one last thing. Could we get the period for the term of the deal? You didn't get a time frame, 1 year, 2 years.
The question that has been asked is the period of this agreement, Mr. Cantwell and Mr. Malcolm. Is it 2 years, 3 years, the length of this agreement? That was a question that was raised.
Yeah, that's a good question. With regards to the period of time, we do not have a set period for the moment. I think that what we are focused on is the immediate. Again, we have a unique opportunity to build out a comprehensive strategy, and we look forward to doing that. There obviously has ties based on the international football calendar with regards to FIFA World Cup 2026 and the Women's World Cup in 2027, which will take place in Brazil. And all of our strategy will be built towards those two main competitions, as well as major youth competitions. That being said, we are looking to develop a long-term strategy with the taking advantage of the short-term opportunities with regards to the football calendar.
All right,
Short answer.
Go ahead.
Short answer. We have a multi-year deal, but we hope to extend that beyond what we have currently.
All right, thank you, Mr. Malcolm. Mr. Blake, you can have the last word. Question. Proceed.
I just want to thank you very much for accommodating, Simon. Really to Dennis Strong and to C11. The choice of the coach, how much does that affect our marketing? And to Mr. Chung, can you give any update now that or is I don't know, the general manager is on the line, but I know for marketing, the product that we have on the team is important. The Mason Greenwood, is there any word now that he's settled with Marseille? If the general manager, Mr. Chung, can indicate if there's any further progress on bringing that exciting talent on board to the Reggae Boys, and if C11 would indicate if the choice of the coach and other exciting players, how would they participate in making that happen?
So Oheen, I know you know the game, Dan the Shandy. So I just cite it. So I send it to Roy. Roy, you want to take that?
Good sight, Jensen. Good sight.
Roy.
It seems.
Yeah, I don't know. Simon maybe can call Roy to come on. But let me just say, Oheen, that the choice of the coach, let me just address that one, is always very instrumental, as you know. And I can assure you that the JFF and the technical committee in particular is going to ensure that we have the right coach to carry us forward. As you know, our primary objective is to qualify for the World Cup in 2026. So we have to ensure that that coach that can do it is on. And we do have some very exciting names. I mean, when the name is revealed, you'll see that. In terms of the talent, of course, we're always looking for talent out there. And you know, you mentioned Mason Greenwood, for example. You know that we've been looking at Mason for a while. And you know, we're always going to bring on more and more talent. I mean, 2026, in terms of a footballing career is a lifetime away, as you know. So, you know, we do have time in between that to bring on a whole lot of new talent. I know that Roy has been looking at with the technical team, you know, quite a lot of talent out there that we have. And also, you know, we have a talent development program that's happening within the country. And, you know, don't be surprised if you see a lot of significant talent coming out of that. I had words with the talent coach yesterday, the local one, and he's very excited about it. So it's going very well. The reports I have is very good about it. So I think it's going to be it's going to add value, you know, once that coach is announced, and as we move forward, we might be announcing 1 or 2 new players. But Roy can speak to that if Roy is on now. Roy is hearing us. If not, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think the other part was just the 876 to ask them if they would have a strategy in terms of the most elite players in terms of marketing, playing for Jamaica to almost elite available players, if that was part of their remit or their competence. Since Roy is not here, and I yield. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well,
Wonderful
876 can respond to that, but I know that, you know,
not 876, sorry, C11. I just
okay.
Go ahead, Vinny.
Could you repeat the question? Just repeat the question. It's funny.
The number of elite players, for example, in the Premier League. I wonder if in part of your diaspora and MLS, your diaspora marketing, we haven't been able to have a marketing plan, if that's part of your remit, to really market playing for Jamaica and the benefits of the experience to help the coaching and the management staff to convince our most elite talent to pin their allegiance to Jamaica.
Well, we certainly had the conversation, and obviously you want to get as much talent as possible. But one of the things I always caution people about is we don't necessarily sell one player or one coach or anything. We sell team. So this way, if anything happens, then you're not tied to that one individual and like that. It's obviously we'd want to get as many great players as possible. And I think that once they see the efforts of what we're going to be doing and engaging them and involving them in the process, then everybody be excited and they'll encourage others to be, you know, because we'll be on par with what we see the best of class, right? So the idea is to get them excited as well, so they want to participate, because it's good for all of us, right? High tides float all the boats, right? So that idea is we're really excited and we want to get them excited. So we're going to use whatever we can to convince them that this is a good time to be a participant in this whole effort.
All right, Mr. Cantwell, yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Mr. Dennis Chung, President of the JFF, Mr. Michael Ricketts. Thank you very much, Conrad Matheson, as well. Really appreciate everybody being on. Members of the media, quite shortly, you will have the recording of this press conference. Thank you very much for your presence, and we look forward to what lies ahead. So thank you very much, everybody, and have a wonderful rest of the day and a week ahead.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, Simon. Thanks, everyone.